Hey, what up, y'all? Welcome back to Turn Bark Time. I'm the Turn.
I'm the Bark.
And we're going to still hear from a long time ago. In fact, it was so long ago that this episode, Season 2, Episode 18, is going to be a review of our actual, I like that, 18, our favorite episodes that we have covered so far. So, Barker, let's see. We're on episode 18, and I believe in season 1 there were, I think
31.
31. So we're on episode 49.
That means that when we start season 3,
it'll be episode 50. That's gonna be awesome. What do we? We'll have to have fireworks. But what we thought would be.
I don't want party poppers because I'll have to clean them up. But.
Yeah. I saw this funny thing, by the way. If you're listening to us on Spotify, this isn't gonna make sense because you're not gonna be seeing my face to see how excited I am about this. But hopefully, I'm reflecting it in my voice. I saw a video of a guy who attached the poppets to Nerf gun darts, and he shot people. It went pop. His wife was not happy in the video. She was actually very upset. So. But yeah, we're here, like I said, season 2, episode 18. We're here to talk about our favorite episodes of all time. This is actually really fun. I was thinking about this and how doing a year or a review part of what we've covered so far would be a fun topic to talk about. So, Mr. Barker, what is your favorite episode we have ever recorded?
Favorite ever? Trying to think about how I want to prioritize these. I have 2, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to prioritize it. I would say the one that I think we had one of the more fun ones, and I actually learned a lot, was on the history of Santa Claus, which was season 2, episode 8. We both wore funny sweaters, and that was at the beginning of my title card game, and so I gave us the beards. It was just it was something that is in the American mythos and the American, I guess, zeitgeist or whatever you want to call it. And you just think about Santa Claus is Santa Claus. You never stop and go, but where did he come from? And to realize that Santa Claus is really an American creation that shares an ancestry with a lot of different European ones. So I like that one because it was fun. And I learned a lot about that topic where it was something that I had never really thought to delve into that before.
And we get to see it. That was the cool part. I agree with that. But we learned that how American Santa Claus is, right? You think of it like pizza, right? Or something like that, or the hot dog, right? Where it's something that was created somewhere else, but we took parts of that and made it into what we know of it today. Was really cool. So I have to say my all-time favorite episode is episode 5. For those of you who don't know, episode 5 was at the start of the pandemic. We were talking about panic buying, and so we covered the history of toilet paper. Again, if you get the opportunity to watch, it's actually not that long of an episode, and it was amazing to delve into the history of toilet paper, where it comes from, and how we got to where we are today with the piece of paper that wipes our bottoms after we are done going to the bathroom.
And to look at it and go, wait, this wasn't always a necessity. And to look at I talked with my kids. We did a unit on economics not too long ago, and I was like, I asked them, I go, is toilet paper a necessity? And many of them were like, yes. And then I go, okay, now think about it outside of comfort. Do you physically have to have toilet paper to survive? And they're like, no. But then it got really awkward. It's just what would we do?
Yeah.
So that was a good one. That was fun.
It was, and it was just cool because, obviously we were living in a time that was really unprecedented, and the fact that you go to the supermarket, and if they had toilet paper, you were limited to one package of toilet paper.
And it had security around it.
Yeah, and I remember how ready I was for it because I actually so my fiance was not living with me at the time, and so I had a Costco thing of toilet paper, and my brother and his wife and my fiance all needed toilet paper, and so I just was handing it out. I was like, and I felt like I was giving them Christmas gifts. And I remember because my fiance kind of like hugged it. She was like, "Thank you," and I was like, "Yeah, you're welcome." So
It's like Mad Max had it all wrong. It's not the petrol,
nope,
it's the wipe.
yep, it has to be. It has to be. So
Man. The other episode that I really enjoyed making, and this is more of a personal fulfillment story, was season 1, episode 13, which was the Siege of Vienna, which goes back to my parents being wonderful people and buying us children's encyclopedias, like all 30 of them, and we read maybe 4 of them. And one of them was, the battles for freedom, and reading this story. And then I remember being it was history of the Middle East, I think, at Wazoo. And the professor talked about the Siege of Vienna and like mentioned something. And then I was like, out of the blue, I had like this epiphany. I was like, and then there was Polish cavalry with wooden wings that whistled when they charged. And he just like looked at me like really weird, like, yeah, but nobody really normally knows that. And it's like, it's okay. It's okay. It's a thing. It happened. And then to go and like read more about it. And then I read a whole book. I bought a book and I read a book about it. And it was just, it's one of those things like we don't know enough about the world, right? There's a lot of other histories out there and we just don't read them because we tend to focus on our story and not the stories of other people.
yeah, and you look at like what's given out, and you talk about the histories, right? Like so. When we look at like that was a really cool episode. So for those of you who don't know, the Siege of Vienna episode was actually a request from Barker's brother. And we had been asking for requests, I think at that point, for about 13 weeks. Like we had just been asking, like, hey, like just send us your stuff. And I want to say he sent it most of the time. Like most of the time we got the Siege of Vienna as a request. And finally we were just like, let's do it. I knew nothing. Zero, zilch, right? I teach history and everything like that. I've been teaching for 8 years, and I knew nothing of the Siege of Vienna. So that was actually super fun for me to go back and look and like kind of learn about it on the fly, with Barker taking the lead and really teaching that. So that was a super fun episode. And I'm glad we were able to fulfill that, right? That was a really cool one. My last one, my other one that I picked out was our Pirates episode. And that's because I got to wear a pirate hat and I felt so cool wearing a pirate hat. And I bought that pirate hat at Disneyland, and I don't know if I'll ever wear it again. I've worn it twice. I wore it for that episode, and then I wore it one day at school to make myself look more like a colonial citizen. Even though it was a pirate hat, it was like, this is close enough. We'll just go with this.
What's the difference between a colonial tricorner and a pirate hat?
The criminal record.
The sash.
Oh, I thought you were going for a pun there.
Well, no. I'm asking. Every once in a while, I have like actual legitimate questions.
Oh, okay.
Not very often, but
he sets me up for a lot of jokes sometimes. I get them in class too, where I just get text messages. And this is why we miss teaching next to each other. Hence the trans-Cascadian edition of Turnback Time. But what was cool about that was we got to like learn about some of the, like, obviously you had the famous pirates, right? You had Blackbeard, who, is known throughout the world, I feel like, in histories. But we got to learn about like some of the female pirates. And we got to learn about just some of those lesser known pirates. I'm trying to think of I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head. Wow. So much I learned, didn't retain my information. But I like the guy who was like, he was a navigator, and then he gets captured by pirates, and so he's made the navigator, but then in the battle, the captain dies, and they're like, okay, you're the smartest dude, you're captain now. And he's like, okay, and he turns out he's a really successful pirate. So again, on our YouTube channel, you can check all of these out, all these videos. We're having a good time making them, so we hope that you guys are enjoying them as well. I think we got a little bit of a break coming up, right? We're gonna take the summer off.
Take the summer siesta.
Yep, and we'll hit it hard. And again, we'll be intermittent when we come back. Barker has football that occupies a lot of his time. Go Jacks, the red and black Jacks. and go Quincy Jacks as well, because I'll be coaching middle school football, but it won't occupy as much of my time as high school football does. Uh, and but we want to. I kind of want to take requests again and see what people want to learn. What do you guys want to know and everything like that. And like we said, go check out our YouTube channel if you're interested. I don't know if we can backload any of our old episodes on Spotify. Can we?
I'll look into it because I think I can download the YouTube episode. Yeah, I think I can make it happen. It'll just take time. And right now, at the end of school and spring ball, football, again, I just haven't looked into it that much. And I'm going to have to start managing like storage on my computer at some point.
Yeah.
Because each of these becomes a video file, becomes an audio file, and that takes space.
I'm going to buy you an external hard drive.
I have 3, so it's okay.
I can make it. External hard drive.
It's gonna go on the school hard drive.
Perfect. Love to hear that.
So my entire teaching career is on a red hard drive, Samsung.
The big thing though is like, give us a shout out of what your favorite episodes were. I'm excited to hear. I know I'm gonna throw that on my Instagram page tomorrow, and we can throw it on the Turnback Time Instagram page as well. Just to see what did you guys like? What was your favorite? And then what would you like to learn more about, so we can catalog and kind of build our repertoire. But really, I'm about to. So Barker, I guess we can finish up with what summer you got. Any summer plans?
I've got, well, it's spring. We call it spring ball, but it's not really spring anymore. It's more summer ball. But it's the traditional summer of a high school football coach, where we're going to scrimmage here a week from Friday. We're going to open the weight room and get in there and get swole. We're going to take a little siesta and go to the beach.
Oh, fun.
Go to Seaside. The kids love going to Seaside. And then we were going to go to Seattle, but they moved that concert. So,
bummer.
Ticketmaster, send me my money.
Yeah.
Or whoever. Send Ticketmaster my money so they can give it to me.
Fair enough. There you go.
Shake my fist at that, or my finger.
Yeah, I bite my thumb at you, sir. Very nice. So, yeah, I'm hitting the road here, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, the 26th. I'm flying out to Denver. I'm gonna take 24 teenagers and 3 staff members through Colorado, and then through the national parks in Utah. So Arches, Bryce, and Zion. We're gonna miss some of the other ones, but those are the 3 we'll hit. And then we'll end up through Arizona, hitting the Grand Canyon, Sedona, and finishing up in Phoenix. I'll fly home, and then I'll get 5 days off, and then I'll fly back out to Utah and go through Utah again and Arizona and finish up in August. So busy summer for me. I take my national boards test for history, so wish me luck. That I can get a good enough score to not have to worry about retaking it. So.
Colorado or Colorado?
Ooh, good question. There's actually a really funny video where someone says it's Colorado, and he goes, what are you, a transplant? Even though the guy in the video is a transplant. He's like, it's Colorado. So Colorado. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you listening. It's really fun for us to do these videos. And like we said, we hope you enjoy them as well. So, Mark, anything more?
Just let us know what you guys want to hear. We're more than happy to get on here and jabber at you, but we'd be more appreciative if you would tell us, what you want us to jabber about. We really don't care about the numbers. It's just a great excuse for us to talk. But if you wanted to give us something that you're interested to talk about, and yes, Frost, we know we'll look at Eisenhower and the dentist and the desert.
That will probably be episode 50. Just to honor you, Frost. So
love you, son.
To give you guys concept of how these work, we're about 14 minutes into this show right now, but Barker and I have been currently talking for about an hour and a half because this is just our chance to talk to each other, because we don't get to see each other anymore next door in our portables. So
this is our first year ending the year not being in the same building since the beginning of, well, Mr. Turner's career.
My career, yeah. Yeah, since the beginning of the 2012-2013 school year. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, which will be in the fall, I'm the Turn.
I'm the Bark.
And we're going to be here a long time. Have a great summer, everyone.
Be safe.
And be well.